Hello and welcome back to the Learn Adobe Experience Design CC course. In this lesson we're going to take a look at aligning and positioning objects in Adobe XD. So let's zoom in a little closer below our design, and I'm going to create some squares with slightly different colours. Now our alignment options are at the top of the property inspector on the right, so you can see them here. They are currently all ghosted out and unselectable as I've only got one shape selected. However, if I select two shapes, most of them now become available. So if I move these shapes out of line and then select them both, working from left to right, we've got align top, which will align the lowest shape to the highest shape. We can align them vertically, so they'll both meet in the middle, or we can align them to the bottom, so the highest shape will align itself to the lowest shape. And the same also works for the options on the right. So we can select these two shapes and align them to the left. The shape that was originally closest to the right will line itself up to that left edge. We can align them both horizontally, where they meet in the middle, or we can align them to the right, in which case the shape furthest to the left will line up to the right edge of the shape furthest to the right. So what about the other options that are unavailable to us? Well, if we create another copy here and we select these two shapes, these options are still unavailable. However, if we select more than two shapes, they become available. And what this is it will horizontally and vertically distribute shapes an equal distance apart. So for these three shapes at the moment, you can see that the spacing between them isn't very consistent. However, if we select all three of these shapes and then we click on distribute horizontally, it will position them all equal distances apart. So we can also do this vertically as well. Let's just position these shapes randomly to start with. We can select all three. We can align them horizontally, central to one another. Then we can also distribute them vertically so that they are all spaced a consistent distance apart. Now, one thing we can also do with shapes is we can position them at a set position on our artboard. So with this black square selected, I can go to my X and Y position, and I'm going to type 0 for the X and 0 for the Y. So 0, 0 is the top left position of the artboard. So if I decrease the size of the square, it still remains 0, 0. As soon as I start moving it horizontally, you'll see the X position increases. And if I start moving it down, you'll see that the Y value increases. So what about if I want to move this shape 30 pixels to the right and 30 pixels down, just so it has a nice consistent 30 pixel margin? Well, we simply drag it to the top left or set it as 0, 0. And then we just type 30 for the X, 30 for the Y, and it will then position it 30 pixels in from the side, both horizontally and vertically. And there we go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.